Good morning. The best show in Africa officially begins. I'm your host at Brand_Sally is how you can find me across all social media platforms. And you know how we do this show. We tell you what's the most current in pop culture stories. But first, I have to start with my celeb of the day. This amazing gentleman is all the way from South Africa. Why I love him is because of how he interacts with people. And why I even love him even more is because I started listening to his music before I got to meet him. Lebza the Villain, all the way from South Africa. Put your hands together. Good morning, man.
Morning, bro. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Very fine, man.
Good, thank you.
It's such an honor to have you in studio. They say Dumela.
Yeah, Dumela, the guy, Arate. Which means we're good, thank you.
You're good, thank you. I just had to say Dumela and
yes.
lead you on. We say Niaje.
Niaje.
And then you say Poa.
Poa.
Or yeah. Fiti.
Yeah, or Fiti.
So Uko Poa, you say Fiti.
Okay, Fiti. Yeah. Now I've been getting a lot of lessons since I got here about the culture and how you greet and the language. Actually, there's more similarities in Zulu and Swahili. Swahili, yes. Yeah.
You almost said Somali. But
almost. But
Somalis have the you know, the strong intonations when it comes to their language.
Okay.
But it's such an honor to have you here, man. One of my friends called Berry was like, "Yo, I have such a big name coming." I was like, be serious, you know, because he's my friend from back in the day. And, and when he told me it was you and he sent me some of your music, I was like, I know this guy.
Yeah. And
that's how you got a chance to be here. But let's just talk a little bit about yourself, even growing up, so that people get to know who you are.
Yeah.
You're not the ordinary guy. Everyone who comes from SA says, I grew up in Soweto.
Yeah.
But where did you grow up?
I actually grew up in Tembisa, which is also another township that's very popular. So your likes of DJ Shimza's from Soweto. I'm from Tembisa. You've got DJ Spoo, who's also from Tembisa. So there are a lot of names that are big in the industry of South Africa entertainment and as well as the world that are from Tembisa. So that's where I'm from, Tembisa. But I was born in Pretoria, raised in Tembisa.
What's Tembisa like? Because we hear stories from Soweto, it's documented.
Yeah.
But Tembisa only just nuances of very great DJs and musicians. But we don't get the culture down there.
Well, I mean, essentially the culture of every township in South Africa is derived from what the colonizers had to do to run their system in South Africa, you know. So the townships was where all the black people had to go and live and then travel, wake up in the morning, travel to all the cities to go work, you know. So it basically shares the same stories when it comes to Soweto. It's just that Soweto is like the kid, you know, that had all the history, all the monumental moments of apartheid happened there. Yeah. So it's plus minus the same.
Plus minus the same. And it's so exciting. I don't know if you're a 90s born or early 2000s.
I'm a 90s. I'm definitely a 90s.
So you're fresh from like after independence.
Yeah.
And what was the atmosphere like for music, first of all?
Yeah.
And even just the social setup.
I was a baby, bro.
So no, I know, but of course there's nuances of it because you got your independence pretty much late because we got it in 63 and you got it later on like 94. You had a couple of independence.
Yes.
Yeah, but 94 was finally the Mandela freedom kind of.
Yes. Look.
But we don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about music.
No, but I really actually want to talk about that because I think essentially not much has changed in terms of some of the systematic, because some of the stuff that were put together were meant to obviously control for decades, you know. So I think we look to the people who are in power right now to better the current situations and rectify what has been done in the past, you know. So yeah, don't worry, we can talk about this
because there's sometimes you don't want to get into the connotations of you know, we didn't experience racism, or rather, when you're experiencing it right now, it's just nuances of it. Maybe at a club here, someone treated you in a way that you did not like it, or maybe you got to interact with someone of a different race and you didn't enjoy it. But I know the social setup in South Africa sometimes has a lot of racism to play and to cut through. And sometimes you've addressed it through music, movies, and stuff like that, because we get a lot of South African movies. But does it affect even music and its distribution, really?
I think the racism goes beyond just what we see. You know, it's the documents, it's how you apply for a bond at the bank, it's how the interest rates that the black people would get versus the white guy. You know, the payment at the office went by Empire Records all the way from the USA, and worked on a brand new track with Nandi Madida, who is...
That's my crush, by the way.
Is it?
Yo. I know I'll get in trouble for that, but Nandi Madida is...
Yeah, Nandi Madida, Zex Bantwini's wife?
Yeah, I know, but I don't like Zex Bantwini. I don't like you, Zex. Because Nandi Madida is amazing. She has a great personality. She hosts some of the biggest events in South Africa.
She's one of the biggest singer, presenter we also have in South Africa, who has worked on Lion King. You know, she's done phenomenal for herself. So I've got a song with her. The song is called One Choose. Also, it actually just dropped 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
So those are the projects. And I think going back to your second question, the importance of collaborating with artists. I think music is a collaborative thing, you know. Essentially, a band on stage is like 8 to 10 people, you know, to make one song. So I also don't believe as a producer and as a DJ that you should make the song by yourself. Get those people in studio so that different creative juices can flow, different ideas can flow. And essentially, there are people who are known in certain spaces that you aren't, which can help your brand and help your vision, you know. So there are certain things that are happening for me right now because I worked with certain people. And I encourage that. I encourage all the artists or some upcoming artists, work with people, because your name is going to be mentioned in spaces that you wouldn't generally be in.
Like you're gonna do when you go back to South Africa, right? You're gonna mention my name. Just walk into rooms and say,
definitely.
Just say Brian Aseli is very important when you go to Kenya.
Then I'll know that I'll be like, yo, anybody that comes to Kenya, gotta speak to my
Brian Aseli. This is the guy.
Yeah.
But I like what you say, because in my country, sometimes we struggle with collaborations where you find mainstream, well-established artists, it's hard for them to collaborate with the young, up and rising. So there is a big rift in between guys who are born at a particular age, which is also natural selection.
Yes.
But it becomes a struggle in the industry. You know, like you've done collaborations with so many different people from different age groups, and it boosts the industry. But in Kenya, sometimes we struggle with that. So what's your advice to the Kenyan artists and even the DJs? Because I have a friend who's called Jack Rooster. He performs in Italy, Kenya, South Africa, different places, but not so many young DJs can do that. You have to grow in the game.
Well, I think essentially, man, I don't think it's a Kenyan problem. You know, I think it's a music industry global issue that sometimes finding the balance of bringing up the upcoming and those established to work together is a bit tricky. But also you must understand that it takes a lot from people who have built over years to risk on somebody who might mess everything up for them tomorrow. Because remember, when somebody co-signs you, they're literally attaching their name to you. If anything you do that's bad tomorrow affects the same person that has tried by all means to attach themselves and bring you up with them. So I can understand where the risk is. I can understand why some people are afraid of taking the risk. But one thing I can tell you right now is that we are in a space where with the digital reform, with the social media space, many artists are building themselves through that. You know, like you look at the kids who have TikTok numbers, you look at Instagram, you look at Facebook, and there's so much community around one person by just being on your phone and building your brand that you start building other entities through that, your music, your businesses, you know. So I really feel like let's not only look at the fact that there needs to be somebody who comes down and pulls somebody up when we can all just elevate together because of the communities that we've built around each other.
So social media play is the game changer.
Well, bro, if your brand is not on digital right now, what's going on?
What's going on, man? Yeah, I need people to check out Sosha a little bit, and then you give us your parting shot as we continue.
No problem.
Yeah, so you want to introduce it?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, that camera right there.
Yo, what's good? This is Lebza the Villain, brand new track with Sinom Solo and Dos. The track is called Sosha.
Yo, it's dance moves, fun dance moves. I think we are just about to yo. Yo, Lebza the Villain, thank you so much for creating time to just talk to us. We're just about to take a short commercial break. What's your parting shot as we finish?
Look, I just want to say thank you for having me, first of all, and I just want every African to know that we live in the best continent in the world. We have amazing talent. We just need to come together and take over the world.
Thank you so much, man. May you just harness your power, because sometimes we stay in one spot and people come and they take advantage of us, or time passes by and then our stardom just fades.
Yeah.
But for you, may you harness that power. May you just be one of the most fierce